And check out my outfit. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're doing a perfume review. We're going to be talking about perfume, and we're going to be talking about the new perfume from none other than Christian Louboutin himself. I do believe the house has actually come out with perfumes in the past, so this wouldn't be like a brand new venture, but it's definitely taking a much more different route. If you like that, if you're interested in that, you should keep on watching. You should hit that thumbs up button if you like the video, and you should also subscribe if you like what you see. Anyway, let's get into it. But first things first, let me not even pretend to be a fragrance connoisseur. I might trip up on some of the fragrance notes, I might trip up on some of the accords. I'm kind of doing this to give you what my take on this fragrance is, and hopefully that'll help you in figuring out whether or not these are fragrances that you would like to acquire. Just want to put that out there in case anybody's like, no, that's not what that smells like, and this isn't, and it's like, it's cool. I don't know all that about nose. I'm not a professional nose, you know what I mean? But I'm just giving you my interpretation. Anyway, so I took a trip to Harrods. The collection, should I say, is exclusive to Harrods right now and Harrods online. I went there. The guy was so lovely to actually give me a sample. So we're going to talk about the sample that I picked up, but very, very quickly, let me just kind of give you a brief synopsis of what the house and the fragrances are about. If you guys know about Christian Louboutin, this is a traditional red color that he has on the shoes, and of course everybody knows Christian Louboutin from the Louboutin heels, which are iconic because of their red soles. They're a fashion house originally. Recently, maybe in the last few years, they ventured into makeup and beauty. So they started off with nail polishes, which were gorgeous, and they're in the like beautiful sharp bottle design, and then they ventured off into eyeshadows. What else do they have? I definitely know they have like eyeshadows because I was looking at them, and they might have a whole bunch of other things, but needless to say, they definitely have invested a lot in their beauty range. The packaging is phenomenal. The prices are up there because they are a luxury line, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen, the quality looks to be pretty good too. So LOUBIWORLD fragrance collection, that is basically what this new collection it's called, I guess, the LOUBIWORLD, like a play on Louboutin world. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fragrances in this lineup so far. They might extend it, they might drop some, who knows. And I was able to smell all of them. Now just quickly, hopefully you guys can see all of that beautiful artwork. I think they've done a really, really good job with all of the marketing and all of the branding. I was talking to the sales assistant, and he was basically explaining that, I mean, the level of detail that's gone into the artwork, by the way, is phenomenal. He was explaining that there is a story behind each of the lids that accompanies each of the fragrances, and some very interesting stories as well. You start off with Lubi Funk, which is a floral rose right here, and this one's considered, or the main notes in this one are blackcurrant, Turkish rose, and patchouli. And then you have Lubidu, and this one is a floral fruity. The main notes are strawberries, rose bouquet, and cedarwood. And from what I remember about this one, this was actually my second favorite. It was quite sweet. That strawberry is very, very sharp, and I'm really into like a tart kind of opening. Sweet and fun. I think that would have been my next choice had I, you know, been able to sort of get a second one. Then you have Lubi Kiss, which is a floral woody, and this one has jasmine, tuberose, and musk as some of the main notes in the fragrance. Then we have Lubi Rouge, and I believe Lubi Rouge was the one that Erin actually managed to get her hands on, and this one is an Oriental spicy. It has cardamom, iris, and vanilla. This one is a very, very beautiful fragrance as well. It smelled to me like lipstick, like MAC lipstick, but in a perfume form, in a very elegant, sophisticated way. Quite powdery, quite sweet, a little bit floral, but mostly gives me like lipstick vibes, vanilla lipstick vibes. So the other three in this line are sort of where you kind of move into your unisex fragrance territory. These ones, I feel like a guy could get away with wearing these, whereas I feel like the original ones were kind of mostly feminine leaning. So we have Lubi Rouge, which is this one right here. The main accords for this is considered a leather woody, and it has suede leather, pink pepper, and cedarwood. But Lubi Crown is a woody oriental. It has patchouli, cedarwood, and tonka bean. Then last but not least, we have Loobycroc, and this one is considered a spicy oriental. And as you can see, this is the one with a crocodile guarding this monument, and I forget the name of the monument, but it's a monument in Egypt that is considered to house some ancient artifacts and some secrets. And the story behind that is that it turns out Christian Louboutin, the founder, he is of Egyptian heritage. The crocodile is basically, how do you say, protecting the family secret, or protecting the secret that lies in the Egyptian realm underneath that monument. So I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. He's basically like, oh, there's some mysteriousness around, you know, him, Egypt, and family secret and all this other stuff, and basically the crocodile is kind of protecting it. So I thought that was so cool. Anyway, so this one's considered a spicy oriental, and this one has myrrh, cypriol, and santal wood. This is actually the one that I managed to get a sample of because it's the one that I fell in love with. I like my light, fun, sweet fragrances, right? The stuff that I like is very safe for the most part. So it was very shocking to me that I actually even liked Loubicroc, because Loubicroc is the one that is the heavy hitter. This is the one that a guy could wear. It's very potent, it's very strong, it's very heavy. Girl, I was surprised. So this is what the little sample box looks like. Really, really chic. As you can tell, they've shrimped no expense in the packaging for the sample too, and then you kind of pull it out like that. And this is a 4 milliliter vial. Now sadly, it's not a spray vial, it's one of those that you have to kind of dip onto your wrist. So that is what we're going to do. Now before I actually pull up the notes on Fragrantica, I'm just going to put it on my skin so you can get my interpretation of it. Wow. Okay, so to me, this fragrance comes across as a very mature, heavy, thick, sweet leather, maybe sandalwood, creamy fragrance. It's magnificent. So there's a little bit of orange going on, there's a little bit of maybe mandarin going on. Not too much of the citrus elements, mostly the sweetness of an orange that's in the immediate top. It's quite spicy too. I feel like you've got maybe cardamom, some really interesting spices going on in there, like your cardamom, your cinnamon, that kind of vibe. It's just spicy. And then as you get closer to the mid, it develops and becomes sweeter, and it definitely becomes creamier. So that's really what hooked me in, because I'm very much a creamy girl. So anything that is reminiscent of a caramel cream, of a milk cream, a whipped cream, vanilla cream, that kind of cream, anything that's creamy, I'm all about. So that's what I can smell as it starts to dry down. And as it moves into the final phase of the dry down, you get those really thick, heavy hitter fragrance notes that surprisingly are not overbearing on my skin, because usually I just cannot stomach some of those notes. So it feels like there's leather in here, it feels like there's tobacco in here, maybe there's a bit of suede in here, there's definitely amber, I feel like, and there's definitely some tonka, or maybe not, but it just feels like you've got all of those really thick, heavy hitter base notes just as carrying it. So it feels as if there's tobacco and leather for sure, but it's definitely sweet and it's definitely creamy. And I've never actually smelled myrrh. It's the myrrh that's giving you the spice. It's the myrrh that's giving you the spice. Now, if you've ever smelled Jo Malone's Myrrh and Tonka, that fragrance has a very authentic myrrh note, as in that myrrh is literally the resin that you will find, right? The myrrh in here is not that take on myrrh. This one is just the spice, just the kick of myrrh without the extra flamboyance, shall we say. So that's why it's super spicy without smelling archaic or old. So good. All right, so according to the Fragrantica website, the main accords for this are woody, amber, warm, spicy, earthy, balsamic, and powdery. If it's woody, it's not obnoxious woody on my skin. Literally, for me, take out the woody and just keep the amber, warm, spicy, earthy, balsamic, and powdery, and that's what you get. That's how it feels like it performs on my skin. So it says the nose behind this is actually Daphne Bouguet. I think that's how you say her name. And she has created some amazing fragrances. So I was just like, and I think she's made a few more in this line as well. So I was so excited to see that because I really like her take on fragrances. Anyway, so this one says it has a top note of myrrh, a middle note of cypriol oil, or Nagaramotha, and then base note is sandalwood. All right, I mean, I'm gonna take that. Right, so for me, this is a sweet, spicy, almost vanilla-esque type of fragrance, and it does dry down to a slight powderiness, but you definitely get that balsamic, you get the aromatic, you get the body, you get the base. I really feel like there's leather and suede in this. If there isn't, it gives the effect that there is. So that's why with this particular fragrance, I would definitely say that you could get this for a guy. A guy could wear this and he would definitely smell great. It's got enough of those like full body elements for it to work on a man's chemistry, I feel like, and also work on a woman's chemistry, body chemistry and things like that. Ooh, so good. Now, I did try and sleep in this. First of all, this is beast mode, alright? I've been using this quite sparingly, of course, because it's just the vial one, so I can't go ham. But if you were to get the actual full bottle, girl, please, 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 don't do too much. Don't do too much. You know, it will punch everyone in the face. This thing will knock people out. I mean, I'm not an oversprayer, so my nose is a little bit, you know, can detect things quite quickly. So maybe that's why I'm saying that, but I really feel like 3 sprays and you are done. Max 3 sprays, okay? Because it's a powerful fragrance. I made the mistake of sleeping with it the other day because I was testing it, and I tell you, I couldn't fall asleep because it was so overpowering and it was just on my wrist, okay? So definitely make sure that if you were to purchase this, you kind of don't do too much. It does retail for £225 here in the UK. So it's a pricey one. I'm not sure everybody's going to be able to run out and get it at that price point, but live your best life, and if you like it, you like it. I do think it performs really well. The projection of it reminds me of the projection of a Tom Ford fragrance. You know, like how when you spray Tom Ford once, everybody knows it's Tom Ford, or everybody knows that you're there. This has that same impact, so that's why I would say you don't need to overspray either. Longevity is really, really good. When I first sprayed this, it lasted about 10 hours on me, like literally the whole day, and I've been testing it in between coming out of the shower, you know, waking up in the morning and things like that, and it will stay on your skin. I feel like it will marinate your skin. You understand? Like even after you washed it off, you still smell like it. It has like that effect of kind of lingering. So it's a beautiful fragrance, and you know what? For that price point and for how beautiful it is, I do not mind it lingering at all. It is gorgeous. It is very gorgeous. It's also very sweet in a mature way. So this is not, it's not like a product candy or anything like that. It's a very mature take on a sweetness. Oh, so good. All right, what else did I mention? Longevity is there, sillage is there, projection is there, everything is there for me with this. Now again, I will say it'll be a tricky one to get your nose on. I know that for sure, so this is not one that I would recommend you doing a blind buy on, not at all. But if you want to try and get a sample, or you want to try and get your nose in it, and you want some recommendations for which ones you should try out first, Loubicroc, like I said, is gorgeous. I love it. Definitely this is one that you should try and get your nose on to smell. But I also think if you like your sweet, fun fragrances, Loubidou with that strawberry note is so fun. That one, I need to, once lockdown is over, I need to go back in store and spray on my skin because it's so pretty. It's a really, really nice one. Anyway, long story short, I think the house has done an amazing job with revamping their fragrance line and introducing these fragrances just off top, you know what I mean? I haven't had that long to actually like experiment with them, but even from the artwork, from the design, from the stories, from everything, they've really taken their time and worked really hard at not only the packaging. Of course, we're all suckers for packaging. If you're into perfume, you're most likely a sucker for packaging, but also through the stories that the fragrances tell and just how they perform. I really, really like this, so I definitely would think it's worth considering to buy, albeit just make sure that you know you do it responsibly. Anyway, that's been a long video, me talking about the new Christian Louboutin fragrance that I managed to get my hand on. This one is Loubicroc, like I said. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you've managed to sniff any of these fragrances, please let us know what you thought about them down in the comment section, so that way we can all share in the knowledge of these beautiful fragrances. Hope you're keeping well, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.